Hello everyone, my name is Ben the Fan. Today we're going to be having a look at my Spider-Man 4K Plus Blu-ray collector's set. This is of course the Sam Raimi trilogy starring Tobey Maguire, and seeing what's inside this giant book-bound set. Now turning it right around, we get a quick description of what we're sort of in for with the trilogy. Swing into action with this groundbreaking original cinematic. Spider-Man from director Sam Raimi joined Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire, as he becomes the iconic web-slinging Spider-Man, battles supervillains Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Sandman, and Venom, and wins the heart of Mary Jane Watson, and learns that with great power comes great responsibility. Awesome. All that stuff we already know. Some nice screen grabs from the movie, and of course 4K discs, which unfortunately, from my understanding, only contain the theatrical cuts of Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. And on the Blu-rays, we have the Spider-Man 3 editor's cut, which I can't wait to see for the first time in my life. I've been hearing so much about it. The Spider-Man 2.1 cut, and the Stanley Legacy from comic book to Homecoming, and over 30 hours of special features from 3 films, of course mostly contained on the bonus disc that we'll see in just a sec. Opening it up, we are not greeted immediately by the discs, but by this awesome shot of Spider-Man, Peter Parker of course, and Mary Jane Watson right before their iconic kissing scene from the first film. Moving along here, some more really nice, a little bit of glue there holding it together, but just because it's brand new, but we have some iconic screen grabs and filmmaking stuff. I just love this shot right here. Quite funny. Moving along, we have our booklet about the first 3 films, of course. Well, all 3 films, of course. Have them there in the cage. The human spider, or Spider-Man, or yeah, you always get the... Regardless of that, we have some information on the making of the film with some screen grabs and behind the scenes. Awesome photo there. With some more behind the scenes there. And actually, if you guys don't know, which fans of this series will know this, the scene where he catches all of the food back on the tray in the cafeteria for Mary Jane, that wasn't a visual effect, and it wasn't like any sort of stunt work or anything on strings. It was actually done, and I think it took 400 takes, something like that. Some more, we got a little paper slipping outside. Some more pics from behind the scenes. This one's quite nice to see. And I'll just skim through it. I won't show you the whole thing because I wouldn't want to spoil it if you're looking to buy this for yourself. Spider-Man 2, and we changed the color to red. Bank robbery scene, Doc Ock. Spider-Man 3. We got the black suit there. I really like Spider-Man 3 than most people really like. I get why it got hate, and I understand that it could have been so much better. I really agree with that. I believe that as well. But I just think it gets a bad rap overall. There are plenty of movies that are far worse than Spider-Man 3 and get a lot less criticism and better review rankings. So that was the booklet, filmmaker film process booklet, and then we have this nice, very high definition photo of Peter Parker, of course, right after he talked had that very important conversation with Aunt May. The first disc page looks just like this. Let me see if I can get a wider shot, perhaps fix the camera angle a little bit. The first disc page looks just like this. We have Spider-Man at the bottom, Blu-ray, and some information on, wrong way, on who was involved in the actual making of the film. The first disc looks just like this. It's a printed disc with our protagonist. And the 4K, absolutely stunning. The way this shot is done, Spider-Man pops out quite a bit here. In looking at the actual print, I don't know if it's the quality of the print or whatever, it looks kind of 3D. Like the contrast on Spidey there is quite nice. And the 4K disc is a black 4K disc as such. Next page, we have Doc Ock and Spider-Man fighting on the train with, again, a printed disc. This includes Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2.1, which is, of course, a separate cut for those who don't know. There we go, Spider-Man in an alleyway with 4K UHD, that beautiful, beautiful 4K logo, and the black disc. Next one, very contemplational, inward thinking, inward looking, reflective scene, rather. And we have the printed disc with both suits. And the last one, the Birth of Sandman, which has one of my favorite movie score things of anything. I don't know if it's nostalgia or if it's like because it's quite amazing, but that scene in itself is just one of the most emotional moments in the series, and it's why I will back up Spider-Man 3 to the day I die. I don't think it's the best movie ever, but that's one of the best scenes in the entire series, and that's saying a whole lot. And finally, we have a behind-the-scenes shot with your cranes, your lighting, and blah, blah, blah. And of course, this is the bonus disc with a whole bunch of, with all those hours of behind-the-scenes stuff. And it also has the Spider-Man 3 editor's cut, which again, I can't wait to see. A little disappointed that it wasn't included on the 4K disc, but it is what it is. And finally, beautiful shot of Mary Jane Watson with Peter Parker, Spider-Man, hanging on the web above the city. Then we're at the back. Spine looks just like that, the 4K logo, and I will say, just for scale, this is Blu-ray height, so it'll look, it won't be out of place on your shelf whatsoever. But yes, that's about everything that I have to say about this. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comment section below, and let me know, what's your favorite movie of this trilogy? A lot of people say that it's 2. Personally, I prefer the first movie. Thank you so much for watching, and I really wish the best to all of you. Tune in next time to find out more things that I'm a fan of.